Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mars.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Nigerian president locks down Lagos, Ogun, Abuja as cases reach 111. South African cases hit 1,280 cases as cases rises in East Africa. Trump extends U.S. guidelines beyond Easter. Oil price collapses to lowest level for 18 years. Xavi ready to coach Barcelona. Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Nicholas Akosile. Please stay with us as we'll bring you details of the news after the short break. Thanks for joining us once again. Now the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday ordered lockdown of the Federal Capital Territory, Lagos and Ogun states to check the spread of COVID-19. Buhari in a nationwide broadcast said the lockdown, which would begin at 11 p.m. on Monday, would be for an initial period of 14 days. He said during the lockdown, residents of the FCT, Lagos and Ogun states should stay at home. The president said this just as COVID-19 cases in the country increased to 111 on Sunday and more prominent Nigerians tested positive for the disease. Since Nigeria recorded its first coronavirus case on February 27th, the number of people infected by the disease has been on the increase. Prominent Nigeria that have been diagnosed with COVID-19 include the Chief of Staff to the President, Abba Kyari, the Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, and his Kaduna State counterpart, Nasir El-Rufai. As of Sunday night, no fewer than 111 people have been infected with the virus, with 68 in Lagos State, the FCT 21, Oyo State 7, and Ogun State 3. Enugu, Edo, Bauchi, and Osun states have 2 cases each, while Ekiti, Rivers, Benue, and Kaduna states have 1 case each. Moving forward.
As I mentioned earlier, as it is this morning, we had 97 confirmed cases. Majority of these are in Lagos and Abuja. All the confirmed cases are getting the necessary medical care. Our agencies are currently working hard to identify cases and people these patients have been in contact with. The few confirmed cases outside Lagos and Abuja are linked to persons who have traveled from these centers. We are therefore working to ensure such interstate and interstate movements are restricted to prevent further spread. Based on the advice of the Federal Ministry of Health and the NCDC, I am directing the cessation of all movements in Lagos and the FCT for an initial period of 14 days with effect from 11 p.m. on Monday, 30th March 2020. This restriction will also apply to Ogun State due to its close proximity to Lagos and the high traffic between the two states. All citizens in these areas are to stay in their homes. Travel to or from other states should be postponed. All businesses and offices within these locations should be fully closed during this period. The governors of Lagos and Ogun states, as well as the minister of the FCT, have been notified. Furthermore, heads of security and intelligence agencies have also been briefed. We will use this containment period to identify, trace, and isolate all individuals that have come into contact.
Wow, this is quite serious. Moving forward, Governor Otom imposes dusk to dawn curfew on Benue State. Governor Samuel Otom has imposed a dusk to dawn curfew on Benue to curtail further spread of the COVID-19 pandemic in the state. Otom announced the curfew in a radio broadcast to the state on Sunday in Makurdi. He said the decision became imperative following the discovery of the index case of coronavirus in the state and its attendant consequences on the overall health of the state. He said there will be restriction of movement from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily, except those on essential services. The curfew would take effect from Monday 30th March 2020 till further notice. Other measures announced by the governor to contain the ravaging viral infection included suspension of all public gatherings till further notice. He, however, explained that marriage ceremonies, community festivals, funerals, and religious meetings, churches, and mosques were not to exceed 30 persons. The governor also directed all commercial vehicles traveling in and out of the state, as well as those traveling from one local government area to another within the state, to submit manifests of their passengers to the appropriate authorities. On other stories, Nigeria opposition wants president to reduce pump price to 90 naira. The People's Democratic Party on Sunday charged President Muhammadu Buhari to immediately reduce the pump price of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, from 125 naira per litre to a maximum of 90 naira per litre. The federal government, through the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timipre Siva, had announced the reduction of the pump price hitherto sold between 143 and 145 naira to 125 naira per litre. But the People's Democratic Party National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Kola Ologbondia, in a statement said the arrangement fell short of expectations. He said given the fall in the price of crude oil in the international market to below $30 per barrel, the appropriate domestic price for petrol should be between 80 naira and 90 naira per litre. He explained that such a cost template should be immediately implemented to ease the economic burden on Nigerians and further serve as palliative for the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Coming from around Africa, South Africa cases hit 1,280 and cases rise in East Africa as well. The coronavirus was confirmed in the Chinese city of Wuhan in late December 2019. Cases have since been confirmed in over scores of countries across the globe. The World Health Organization has since declared it a pandemic. World Health Organization Chief Tedros Ghebreyesus said while China had a robust health system to detect and control his outfit remained concerned about the virus entering countries with weak systems. With 36 African countries currently with recorded cases, governments continue to roll out increasingly robust measures to halt the spread and to contain the pandemic, which has claimed a number of lives. Coronaviruses are a family of viruses that ranges from the common cold to MERS coronavirus, which is Middle East Respiratory Syndrome coronavirus, and SARS. severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. Still from around Africa, could decade-old chloroquine be a solution to coronavirus? That's a question. Could a pair of decades-old, relatively inexpensive anti-malaria drugs be the solution to the novel coronavirus pandemic? Around the world, countries are expanding access to hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine-related compounds that are synthetic forms of quinine, which comes from cinchona trees and has been used for centuries to treat malaria. Hydrochloroquine, which is the less toxic of the two, is also used as an anti-inflammatory to treat conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. The medicine have shown early promise against the COVID-19 illness in early studies in France and China, which led U.S. President Donald Trump last week to call them a gift from God, even as experts urge caution until bigger trials validate their effectiveness. Nigeria's Lagos State earlier this month recorded cases of chloroquine overdoses after Trump's claim. The disease control outfit NCDC warned people against using the drug given that it had not been clinically tested as a prevention or treatment for coronavirus. Sales of the drug spiked, especially in Lagos and the capital, Abuja. The same situation was recorded in Senegal of massive use. Algeria last week approved the drug for certain cases of coronavirus treatment. In a region where malaria still remains a public health issue for most countries, the use of chloroquine and other anti-malaria variants are common in many places. We'll go on a short break right now. When we come back, we'll give you updates from UK. Stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
Thus saith the Lord God, it shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass. God has mandated the Restoration Apostle Johnson Suleiman to navigate all around the world the faith of true believers. It has always been the call of the church to be the church, to be God's people, shining forth God into God's world. To all affected by the global pandemic, join Apostle Johnson Suleiman Monday 30th March through Wednesday 1st April 2020.
6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily as he prays, divinely directed by God for total restoration.
So join us in prayers Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Fasting till 6 p.m. Praying the Lord purify my body. God will make I can't do that. I'm not the one to make you whole. That's what God told me. So tell everyone and tell people to call people to tune in from different parts of the world.
It will not stand, for God is with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
Ruth Obozegin. And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
All right, thanks for joining us once again. Here's the update from the UK. 20,000 former NHS staff returned to fight virus, Prime Minister says. Some 20,000 former NHS staff have returned to work to help the fight against coronavirus, Boris Johnson revealed. The Prime Minister, who is self-isolating after testing positive for the virus, said the country will get through the crisis together. It comes after England's Deputy Chief Medical Officer said it could be 6 months before life returns to normal. The number of people who have died with the virus in the UK has reached 1,228. Among those who have died is Amged El Harani, a 55-year-old doctor and ear, nose and throat consultant at Queen's Hospital, Barton. And last week, an organ transplant consultant died after testing positive for the virus. Thanking the doctors, nurses and other former professionals who have returned to the NHS, as well as the 750,000 members of the public who have volunteered to help the country through the pandemic, he said, "We are going to do it. We are going to do it together." And more updates from the U.S. Trump extends U.S. guidelines beyond Easter. President Donald Trump has said federal coronavirus guidelines such as social distancing will be extended across the U.S. until at least 30th April. He had previously suggested that they could be relaxed as early as Easter, which falls in mid-April. The highest point of the death rate is likely to hit in 2 weeks, Mr. Trump said. He appeared to be referring to peak infection rates that is feared could overwhelm hospitals. White House medical advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci had earlier warned that the virus could kill up to 200,000 Americans. Dr. Fauci said that it was entirely conceivable that millions of Americans could eventually be infected. The U.S. now has more than 140,000 confirmed cases. As of Sunday evening, 2,493 deaths had been recorded in the country in relation to COVID-19, according to figures collated by Johns Hopkins University. The United States overtook both China and Italy last week in the number of reported cases. And now on business. Petroleum imports marketers raise concerns over dollar shortage. While the landing cost of petrol has tumbled on the back of the sharp drop in crude oil prices, major fuel marketers are not keen to resume the importation of the product across or access to dollar is seen as a major hurdle. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation had been the sole importer of petrol into the country for more than 2 years after private oil marketers stopped importing the commodity due to crude price fluctuation, among other issues. The federal government had on March 18, 2020 directed the NNPC to reduce the pump price of petrol to 125 naira per litre, noting that the expected open market price of imported petrol had fallen below 145 naira per litre. The Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency said it will continue to monitor trends in market fundamentals and announce a monthly guiding expected open market price at the beginning of every month, effective April 1st, 2020. After a meeting on March 19, industry stakeholders reserved to await the decision of the PPPRA board meeting slated for March 20th on the new petrol template for price modulation. They declared support for the opportunity given to private sector players to resume importation of the PMS, according to a statement signed by the major oil marketers Association of Nigeria, the Depot and Petroleum Product Marketers Association of Nigeria, the PPPRA, and the NNPC. And still on business, oil price collapses to lowest level for 18 years. The price of oil has sunk to levels not seen since 2002 as demand for crude collapses amid the coronavirus pandemic. Brent crude fell to $23.03 a barrel at one point on Monday morning, its lowest level since November 2002. Meanwhile, the price of U.S. West Texas Intermediate fell below $20 a barrel and closed to an 18-year low. Oil prices have fallen by more than half during the past month as companies cut back or closed production. In addition to the drop in demand, a price war broke out earlier this month between Saudi Arabia and Russia. This began when Saudi Arabia failed to convince Russia to back production cuts that had been agreed with the other members of the OPEC oil producers group. However, analysts said the collapse in demand from the measures taken to counter the spread of coronavirus was now the main factor. And on Kingdom News, we have Apostle Johnson Suleiman says when they came to Mara. Just as it was mandated to have a reduced crowd, not above 20 by the state government as a tool of social distancing to curb the COVID-19 pandemic that has hit the world. Despite this, it couldn't deter the gospel from being preached. The senior pastor of Omega Fire Ministries, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, conducted a Super Sunday service on 29th March 2020 in a new dimension amidst the contention. However, there is a record for the first time to minister in the auditorium of over 70,000 seating capacity without a congregation, as it is a prerequisite for the gospel to reach the ends of the earth. This is a kingdom agenda to facilitate the vision. On the third Sunday of Lion of Judah service, the word of God came from the prophet which titled, When They Came to Mara, in the book, taking his scriptures from the book of Exodus 15:23 to 27. While admonishing all that were connected via Celebration TV and online platforms, he mentioned that a situation can be the name of a person's identity rather than his originals. Mara are the trials of life when a situation swallows a person's original identity. Also, he stated that you are not truly a believer without tribulations. He went further and made a prayer to God for negative names to be abolished in the lives of people, and also asking God to change our bitterness to sweetness. And coming up next is sports news. Xavi ready to coach Barcelona. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the short break.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1. That is 11 a.m. GMT +1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. Now.
And now on sports. Xavi believes he's ready to manage Barcelona but insists there cannot be any toxicity in the dressing room. The midfielder spent the majority of his playing career with Barcelona from 1998 to 2015, playing more than 700 matches. During his time at the club, he won 8 La Liga titles and lifted 4 Champions League trophies, and also played a crucial role in Spain's 3 successive major tournament wins at Euro 2008, World Cup 2010 and Euro 2012. In recent years, he has moved into management with Qatar Stars League club Al Sadd, where he finished his playing career. Barcelona have already shown an interest in their former midfielder, reportedly approaching Xavi for the job before Ernesto Valverde was sacked in January, but the Spaniard did not think it was the right time. In another sport news, Nigeria athletes under close watch, sport minister said. Despite the postponement of the National Sport Festival in Tokyo 2020 Olympics due to outbreak of COVID-19, Nigeria's Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dare, has assured that the ministry was monitoring the athletes. The minister insisted Nigeria would stick to 11 sports for the Olympics, as earlier decided, even as funds will be released for pending qualifiers which the athletes can attend as soon as the virus is stemmed. He urged them not to relent in their training, even as the ministry will continue to plan and strategize, revealing that the athletes are also lending their voices to curb the spread of COVID-19, he said. As we speak, in another 2 days, the athletes, both foreign and home based in their country, 33 of them are completing a video to join their voices to the awareness campaign, including myself or himself. That has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. And in case you're just joining us, here's the recap of the news headline. Nigerian president locks down Lagos, Ogun, Abuja as cases reach 111. South African cases hit 1,280 and cases rises in East Africa as well. Trump extends U.S. guidelines beyond Easter. Oil price collapses to lowest level for 18 years. And Xavi ready to coach Barcelona. Quickly, we have photo of the day. Today's photo of the day talks of time. It says time is precious. Make sure you spend it with the right people. Who are you spending your time with? You have a social media platforms right there where you could actually chip in your own suggestion, your opinion concerning that photo of the day. And on Facebook, we have Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV, Twitter at My Celebration TV, YouTube, www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. Always, as usual, we'll always leave you with a word that will keep you going. But the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold today as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. So it's time to play your part and do it with all diligence. Thanks once again for staying with me on Celebration Television News Desk. I remain Nicholas Akosile. Bless you.